Good morning, friends. I hope everyone is doing well. I request everyone to watch my videos in a sequence for better understanding. If you really like my videos, please press the like button, share the videos with your friends, subscribe to my channel, and also press the bell button to get the regular updates. In the last video, I have discussed about the CSMA mechanism. Even I have discussed about the variants in the CSMA mechanism such as one persistent CSMA, non-persistent CSMA and p-persistent CSMA. In this video, I want to discuss about CSMA by CD, which is carrier sends multiple access with collision detection. So here you can detect the collision. Okay, now how the collision will be detected, we will discuss. Now if the collision is detected, then what we can do? The nodes can stop sending the packets. Okay, are you able to understand? Let me discuss with a simple example. Now let's take that in a common medium or in a shared medium, node A is there, node B is there, node C and node D is there. Okay, are you able to understand? Now let's take that node A is transferring the data to node D. Is it clear? Node A is transferring the data. How it will transfer the data? First it will sense the medium. Now when it sends the medium, there will be two conditions. One is the channel is busy or channel is idle. Am I right? These are the two scenarios you will occur when you sense the channel. Now once the channel is busy, you will wait till the channel will be idle. If the channel is idle, the node will start transferring the packets or the frames. Okay, so now let's take that A sends the channel and the channel is idle. It starts sending the frames to node D. Am I right? Now let's take that the packets were reached up to here. Okay, now in the meantime node C want to send the packets to node B. Then what will happen? Node C will also sense the channel. As the channel is idle, it will also sends the packet to node B. Now what will happen? These two packets will be collided. Are you able to understand? Now let's take that if these packets are collided, then there will be a jamming signal will be generated. The jamming signal will be sent broadcast to everyone. Now once the node A receives the jamming signal and then node C receives the jamming signal and still they are sending the packet or transmitting the packet, then they will understand that okay, this collision is happened because I am transmitting the packets. Similarly, node C also will understand that okay, this collision is happening because of me. Otherwise, if they completed the transmission, then they will say that okay, this collision is not happened because of me. Someone would have transferred the data, so because of that one the collision will happen. So when the jamming signal receives to the particular node, if still it is sending that frame, then it can understand that the collision is happened because of me. Then it can stop sending the frame. This is very important. It can stop sending the frame for to avoid the collision further. It will wait for a random amount of time. After random amount of time, then only it will send the frame again. Are you able to understand it or not? So it will sense the medium. If the medium is idle, then it will sense the frame. If there is a collision and it happened because of the node, then it will stop sending the frames. It will wait for a random amount of time, and after once the random amount of time is completed, then only it will again sense the channel, and if the channel is free, then only it will start transferring the packets. Okay, now you can ask me, what will be, sir, you said this point, if the node is still sending that frame, then only it can able to identify the collision is happened because of it. Am I right or wrong? So now I will ask one question. What should be the size of the your packet or the length of your frame such a way that the node can detect the collision because of it? Am I right or wrong? So let me discuss with a simple example. node A is there and node B is there. Okay, they have a transmission medium which is a common transmission medium, and this it will take a propagation delay as TP. Okay, to transfer the packet from node A to node B, we will call it as a propagation delay. Am I right? The propagation delay is computed with the formula called d by v, distance between the node A and node B and the propagation speed of transferring the data. Okay, now let's take that. During the x time, node A and node B transferring the packets, because why? Node has sensed the medium, the node A found that the channel is idle, so it is sending the frame. Similarly, node B also sensed the medium exactly at x time, then it also found that the channel is idle, it also sends the frame. Can you tell me exactly at what time there will be a collision? Exactly at middle there will be a collision will happen. So that is nothing but x plus Tp by 2. At this time the collision will happen. Am I right or wrong? So then what will happen? If the collision will happen, the jamming signal will be generated and it will be transferred to the node A and node B. Again the jamming signal, how much time it will take? Again Tp by T, propagation delay by 2. Am I right? Because it has to deliver half of the distance. So when this node will come to know that there is a jamming signal, x plus Tp, at exactly x plus Tp time, node A and node B will understand that there is a collision. If they are still sending that frame, then only they will understand that the collision is happened because of node A, and similarly node B also still sending that frame, then only it will also understand that the collision is happened because of it. Then you can say that the transmission delay, the transmission delay, how the transmission delay? Transmission delay is nothing but length of the packet by bandwidth. So the transmission delay should be greater than or equal to propagation delay, you will say. Am I right or wrong? So if the transmission delay is greater than or equal to propagation delay, then the node A can identify that the collision is happened because it is sending the frame. And similarly, node B also will understand that the collision is happened because of it. Now let me discuss another scenario. This is not sufficient. Okay, why it is so, I will discuss. Now again node A and node B is there. Okay, at exactly x time, node A has sensed the medium, okay, and it found that the medium is free and it is transferring the frame. Okay, are you able to understand it or not? When is about to reach the B, then B has sensed the medium and the medium is idle and it also started sending the frame. Then what will happen? It was about to reach. So x plus Tp time. Am I right? This is the propagation delay. X plus Tp time, there will be a collision. Am I right or wrong? It was about to reach, that time there will is a collision is happened. Then again the jamming signal is generated. So again the jamming signal has to deliver to the node A. So which will be again it will take propagation delay time. So x plus 2p time, then the node A will understand that the collision is happened and the collision is happened because of it. How it will identify? If it is still sending that frame, then only it will understand that okay, because of this frame the collision is happened. So what I can say that your packet should be transmitting still greater than or equal to 2 into propagation delay. Okay, if the transmission delay of a packet is greater than or equal to twice the propagation delay, then you can able to identify that the node can able to identify that the collision is happened because of this frame. Are you able to understand? So usually in lot of competitive exams and in the gate exams, they will ask these kind of questions. So they'll ask what will be the length of the frame such a way that it can able to identify the collision. Now as you know that the transmission delay can be represented as length of the packet by bandwidth, which is greater than or equal to 2 into propagation delay. I can write it as propagation delay as d by v, where d is the distance and v is the velocity or the propagation speed. So I can write this one as length of the packet is greater than or equal to 2 into d by v into bandwidth. If you remember this equation, then easily you can solve the question. Okay, I hope you have understood what is the carrier sense, multiple access and collision detection mechanism, and what should be the length of the frame. Meaning is that minimum length of the frame such a way that it can detect the collision. I hope you have understood all the concepts. If you still have any doubts related to this concept, feel free to ask me in the comment section. I will try to clear your doubts in less than 24 hours. Thank you for watching my video. Have a nice day.